Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to learn how to create Zoho Books invoice on Cognito Forms submission. So here, as an owner of an apparel store running my business online, I am using Cognito Forms for taking the orders. And I want that as soon as a customer is going to place the order by submitting the Cognito form through my website for any of the product, automatically an invoice should be created in Zoho Books. To automate this entire process, we will have to build a connection between Cognito Forms and Zoho Books, and that we are going to do without any coding and programming skills, simply with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you also want to learn this amazing automation step by step for your business, for that you have to come towards my screen. Welcome to my screen everyone. In this video I am going to show you step by step that how we can automatically create invoice in Zoho Books for every Cognito form submission. So as an owner of online apparel store, I am taking the orders from my customers through my website with the help of order form that I have created with the help of Cognito Forms. And I want that every time the order form will be submitted with the details of the customer along with the product which they want. According to the product and the details of the customer, an invoice should be created systematically in my Zoho Books in order to manage my finances. To automate the entire process of invoice generation for Cognito Form submission, I will have to build the connection between Cognito Forms and Zoho Books. And that I'm going to do without any coding and programming skills with the help of Pabbly Connect. Pabbly Connect is an amazing automation and integration software which helps us to automate all our daily repetitive tasks without the requirement of any coding and any programming skills, simply by connecting our work applications. So with the help of Pabbly Connect, we are going to set up the connection between Cognito Forms and Zoho Books. So let's get started quickly. We are on the home page of Pabbly Connect, where we can reach by typing the URL pabbly.com/connect/INR in our browser. After coming over here, we will find two options, sign in and sign up for free. In case if you are already existing user, just click on sign in to log into your account. But if you are a new user, you have to click on this sign up for free button. It will help you to create a free new account just in 2 minutes. Also, when you will do that, you're going to receive 100 free tasks every month to explore this amazing software and to test multiple automations. As an existing user, currently I'm going to click on sign in to log into my account, and here we are on the all apps section where we can find all the products which are offered by Pabbly. To create our automation, we are going to use Pabbly Connect, so let's click on access now. It has taken us towards the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, where we can find all the workflows which we have created. And to save these different kind of workflows in separate folders, we can separately, we can also create separate folders like this. Now to create a new workflow, let's click on this create workflow option. As we have done that, a dialog box is appeared in front of us, which is asking us to provide a name to this workflow. So first of all, let me provide a name over here. Create Zoho Books invoice on Cognito Form submission. After giving the name to my workflow, now I'm going to select the folder. So here you can see I have list of folders in which I can save my workflows. But here the automation which I'm going to set up currently is for financial management. So I'm going to select that automations for financial management as my folder. Now I'm going to click on create. As we have done that, you can see a new screen is open in front of us. The screen contains two extremely important windows. Here we have trigger as well as action. So what are trigger and action? Trigger and actions are the two main concepts, the principles, or we can say these are the building blocks on which the entire automation runs. Here the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. That means the action is the response towards our trigger. So whatever we are going to select in our trigger is going to command the entire workflow, and the actions are going to follow that same command. Therefore, we can have only one trigger in any workflow, but we can add as many action steps as we want. Now let's suppose I want that every time the Cognito form will be submitted by a customer, automatically an invoice should be generated in Zoho Books for that same customer. Now for that, I have to take Cognito Forms in trigger and Zoho Books in my action step. I'm going to then set up the connection between these applications, and I will see that action is going to follow what the trigger commands. Because when the trigger happens, that means when the form will be submitted in Cognito Form by the customer for placing the order, then only the invoice will be generated in Zoho Books for that customer, otherwise not. So after understanding the whole concept of trigger and action, let us start creating our automation step by step. To start with the process, first of all, let's go towards our trigger step and let us select our trigger application. By using which application you want to start your workflow. So I want that when the form will be submitted in Cognito Forms, then my workflow should start every time. So Cognito Forms will be our trigger application. Then we have to select the trigger event. On the happening of which specific event in Cognito Forms you want to start your workflow. So I want that when new entry will be made in Cognito Forms, then my workflow should start. You can see that this is my form. I'm going to first of all take you towards my dashboard. And over here, you can see that these are all the forms I have on my account. We have to set up the connection between a specific form and Pabbly Connect. And when that specific form will be submitted, then only we want to capture the response. For that, we have to connect Cognito Forms and Pabbly Connect with the help of the webhook URL. So what we have to do, we have some instructions given over here. By following the given instructions step by step, we are going to insert the webhook URL inside the specific form. And as we will do that, then the webhook URL will be acting as a bridge for transferring the data of every new form submission in Cognito Form towards Pabbly Connect. So let's copy the webhook URL and then I will take you towards my forms. And these are all the forms, but among these forms, order form which I've created, I want to connect it. So I'm going to open the form, order form. These are all the fields I have. You can see we have name, first name, last name separately, email, phone number, the product which the customer wants, city, and in the similar manner you can also add the fields which you want. Okay, after completing the form, you will see the option of post JSON data to a website. You have to turn it on, and over here you will see submit entry endpoint. So in the field you have to paste the webhook URL which you have copied from Pabbly Connect. I'm going to clear out the existing webhook URL from here, and the recent webhook URL which we have copied, we are going to add it over here. Okay, done. After doing this, we'll simply click on save. As soon as we have done that, the connection between Cognito Forms and with the specific form which we want, that is in my case is order form, is connected with Pabbly Connect. So now I'm going to take you back towards Pabbly Connect. It is showing waiting for webhook response. This means that now we have to do a test submission. How we are going to do that? By simply submitting the form which we have recently connected. So I'm going to once again take you towards my order form, and over here once we have connected the form with Pabbly Connect, we have the option of publish over here. So we'll go towards the publish option, and here we have the shareable link. So I'm going to quickly open the shareable link of the form in a new tab. And as the form is open in front of us, I'm going to submit it in order to capture the response. As the form is already connected with Pabbly Connect, the response will be immediately captured, and with that response then we are going to complete our automation further. So let's start with the name. Let's say the first name of the customer who is submitting the form is good, and let's say the last name is customer. Let's say the email is good09@pabblytudes.com, and let's say the phone number is, let's say the product which the customer wants is Anarkali Kurti for rupees 1500, and here we have the city, so it is already selected. Now I'm going to submit the form. As soon as we have submitted the form, let's go back towards Pabbly Connect. For a few seconds, let's wait so that the response could be captured. And here the response is received. In the response, we have received all the details. So let's start reading them one by one. First of all, we have the product which the customer is interested for purchasing. Then we have the first name of the customer, the last name, we have the full name as well. We have their phone number, their ID, and here we have their email address as well. This means our connection between Cognito Forms and Pabbly Connect is absolutely successful, as the details which we have received in the response are exactly the same which we have submitted in the form. Once we have built the connection between Cognito Forms and Pabbly Connect, now our objective is to create the invoice. So for that, now we are going to build the connection between Zoho Books and Pabbly Connect. To do that, let's go towards our action step. Let us select our action application as Zoho Books, and let's select that. Then we have to select the action event. What you want? I want to create an invoice. But before creating the invoice, we have to first of all add the customer for whom we want to create the invoice as a contact in Zoho Books. Then only we'll be able to create the invoice with the help of contact ID. So let's select the action event first of all as create contact. Now let's click on connect. You can see I am already logged into my Zoho Books account. So to build the connection, here you can see we have two options: add new connection and select existing connection. If you already have an existing connection, you can just go with that. I'm going to show you to build a new connection. For that, we have to select add new connection and we have to click on connect with Zoho Books. Now in order to build the connection, we have to provide the name of the domain. To get the domain name, you just have to go towards Zoho Books. You will look towards the URL, and over here we have zoho.in. This is my domain. So I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it over here. Done. Now let's click on save. In a similar manner, you also have to enter the domain from the URL of your account. And because I'm already logged in, so very easily my account is detected over here. Now Pabbly Connect is asking us for the permission to access my Zoho account. And because my data is 100% safe with Pabbly Connect, I'm going to click on accept fearlessly. So you also have to keep in mind that you should log into the applications priorly which you want to connect with Pabbly Connect, because it makes the connection easier and simple. Now you are going to create the contact by adding the details over here. First of all, it is asking us the organization name, which is already selected. Then we have to create the type of the contact. I want to create customer as the contact type. So I have selected that. Customer subtype will be individual over here. Language code, here I'm going to give English. Then here it is asking us, is portal enabled? So I have selected false. Currency will be Indian rupee in my case. payment terms label, etc. I'm going to ignore these fields. It is asking us for the name. So let's quickly map the name of the customer over here. Then here it is asking us the company name. I have not received that, so I'm going to ignore this field. Then we have line item, contact person, first name and last name. So I'm going to quickly map the first name over here, and then I'm going to map the last name as well. We have received the email as well, so let's map the email address. So when we are mapping the details directly from the previous step, they have become dynamic. That means with each and every new response, automatically they are going to replace. So this means that every time we are going to receive a new form submission in Cognito Forms, the data which we have mapped over here are automatically going to replace with the new details. And in this way, we are going to automate the entire process, because if we will enter the details manually over here in these fields, then the data will become static and it is not going to replace. In the similar manner, I have mapped the mobile number, and now we are going to move forward. We have some other details. If you want, you can just enter them, but they are optional, so I'm going to ignore these fields. Here we have to do one more thing. It is asking us, is taxable. So it is for US, Canada, Australia and India editions only. So here the products which I'm selling is not taxable. So I'm going to turn the mapping button on. Here I'm going to clear out the existing response, and I'm going to keep the field blank. Now I'm going to click on Save and Send Test Request button. And as we have done that, here it is saying in the response that the contact is added. We have the contact ID as well. So I'm going to take you towards my Zoho Books account. We will go towards the sales section. Over here we have the customers. And you can see that yes, as a contact, good customer is added with the same details. Now for this contact, we are going to create the invoice. For that, we have to once again build the connection between Zoho Books and Pabbly Connect. To do that, let's click on this Add Action Step button. Let us select Zoho Books once again in our action application, and this time we want to create the invoice, so we'll select Create Sales Invoice. Then we'll click on Connect, and we will go with the existing connection only, as we have already built the connection earlier. Then we have to select the organization which is already selected. Then we have to provide the customer ID. And as you know, we have to map the data to make it dynamic. So customer should also be dynamic in nature. And we have to enter the customer ID which we have received in our earlier response. So let's turn the mapping button on. We will clear out the existing response from the field. And what we will do here in our earlier response of Zoho Books, when we have created the contact, here we have received the contact ID. We will directly map the contact ID like this to make it dynamic. And now as I've mapped this ID, automatically it is going to replace with every new response. Then here we have contact person ID. If you want, you can just map that as well. I'm going to ignore this field, ignore auto number generation. We have some other details. Invoice number could also be left blank. It will be automatically added. If you want to enter the invoice date, due date, you can map them as well. Here I'm going to ignore these fields. We have the exchange rate, which I'm going to enter as 1, which is default as it is required. Then we have recurring invoice ID, invoice estimated ID, salesperson name, etc., which are not required in my case. Then it is asking us line item name. So here we have received line item name. I'm going to directly map it. Anarkali kurti of rupees this. Then here it is asking us the line item description and the rate as well. I have received the product along with the rate, but it is given inside 2 brackets. So I just want the rate directly. I do not want the entire name. So what I will do, I will just parse out the amount of the product from this entire text. For that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back. I'm going to click on this Add Action Step button. And here I'm going to select a feature of Pabbly, that is text formatter, which is going to help us to format the text in the workflow according to our choice. Then our action event will be text parsers. As with the help of text parser, I'm going to parse out the text which I want. I'm going to click on Connect. It is built. The connection is built. And now here it is asking us which text you want to parse out. I want the amount which I received in my earlier response. That is the product and the amount. Okay, then it is asking us which text you want to parse out from the given text. I want the specific amount of the product. So here it is given after bracket and before bracket. So here it is asking us text match after. The text which you want is given after what? It is given after the opening bracket. So I will simply enter it. And then it is asking us text match before that. The text which you want is given before what? It is given before the closing bracket. So I'm going to quickly enter it like this. Alright, now I'm going to click on Save and Send Test Request button. And here we have the amount. So I'm going to now map the amount. And because we have automated the entire process with the help of mapping, automatically whichever product the customer is going to select in Cognito Forms, according to that the amount is going to be fetched out. Okay, now I'm going to directly click on Save and Send Test Request button. And you can see that the response is received. It is saying that the invoice is created. So now I'm going to quickly take you towards Zoho Books. We will go towards the invoice section. And here we have the invoice created for good customer. When I'm going to open the invoice, here it is for Anarkali Kurti. Here we have the amount as well. This means our connection between Cognito Forms and Zoho Books is absolutely successful. And now every time the form will be submitted, automatically the invoice will be created for that customer for that same product. Here I have not used quantity field in my form, but if you want, you can just add a quantity field as well, that what is the quantity of the product which you want. And when you will enter that quantity field in Zoho Books while creating the invoice will be created for the product according to the quantity as well, and the amount will be according to that. Okay, so once we have set up the connection, we do not have to do anything manually after that. As soon as the customer is going to make a new entry by submitting the form for the product which they want, automatically the invoice will be generated and will be saved successfully in Zoho Books. I hope the automation is clear to you. Also, it is helpful for your business. Thank you for watching.
Not only these applications, but you can integrate multiple such amazing applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. If you want to ask any doubt, you can write us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you want to ask about the pricing, you can visit this website given over here. Do not forget to share our videos, like our video, and also subscribe our channel for more such amazing automations.